the future wife of the heir to the British crown showed her willfulness even in her school years, having got into a boarding school for girls. Diana always had the image of a rebel at court. Although, when the Prince of Wales first started asking the girl out on dates, she was considered the ideal candidate for the role of wife of the future king. She came from an aristocratic family, was chaste, beautiful and very much liked by the public. Diana began to rebel later, but the reasons for her readiness to rebel against convention can be found in her childhood. The Princess of Wales regularly broke a key rule of the British royal family, repeated by all its members as a mantra, and sounding like never complain, never explain, thus greatly irritating the senior representatives of the BCS. In 1995 she was interviewed on the Belgian news TV show Panorama, speaking frankly about her relationship with her husband and court life. The nation, seeing Diana's sincerity, fell even more in love with her, while the august relatives, on the contrary, grew distant. In Charles, the Man Who Would Be King, Howard Hodgson explains why the Prince and Princess of Wales were so different, and why they could never quite put up. Despite the fact that they were both sent to boarding schools away from home, which they both hated, the future spouses reacted to difficulties in very different ways. Unlike the Prince of Wales, Diana quickly showered her parents with letters telling them how unhappy she was, and begging them to take her away without delay, Hodgson writes. The fact that they agreed to take Diana after only one term contrasts with Charles's years of suffering at Gordstone, and perhaps explains why, in her later role, she lacked the discipline her husband and his family expected of her. Charles, in his own words, served a prison sentence at a closed institution in Scotland for 5 years. Diana, on the other hand, spent the indicated 6 months away from home. When she twice failed her English exams, her parents sent her abroad to a school called Institut Alpin Vidamanet, a boarding school for girls in Switzerland. The training was in French, although at first Lady Spencer spoke it rather poorly. The atmosphere of a girls' boarding house, where it is very easy to embarrass oneself, made Diana a little more timid. As a result, she faced difficulties socially, and her classroom work, which was difficult even in her native language, now looked quite pitiful, Hodgson concluded. Eventually her parents took pity on their daughter, and she went to live with her mother, Frances and Kidd, in the prestigious Knightsbridge district of London.